A few weeks ago, my dad and I were talking about ways to grow as a content creator. Now, before everybody thinks that my dad is just an old boomer who's pulling his viewpoint from a forgotten era, he became a computer programmer in 1975. So he does have some knowledge of the way things used to be in the tech industry. And his advice to me was get hired on with a big company doing Q&A, work your way up the ladder, as all good parents like to tell us to do, and then after you've climbed that ladder, go out on your own and the big companies will want to work with you. Couple of the issues with that plan: you're going to work with the big companies as a reviewer. You won't get to be honest with your audience. Of course, my father, being very idealistic, said, you can still be honest. And I responded with, no, you can't. When you work with these big game companies, they put hundreds of millions of dollars into them. And if you're going to review that game, you're going to sign a contract. That contract states what you are allowed to say about their game and what not. And at that point, you're just an advertising agency. The only way you can be honest with your audience and not worry about having litigation put against you is if you act independently. And your audience is who you're beholden to, and only them. And if you think there's not going to be any backlash from the companies if you don't give their game a good review, think again, because 3 years ago, Nintendo openly said they weren't going to send review copies to Kotaku because Luke Plunkett, one of their game reviewers, decided to go way too hard on Nintendo games. Fast forward to a week ago, and a game comes out called Mixtape. And again, all the journalists gave it very high reviews, while all the independent YouTubers were giving it not so great reviews. Now it's starting to come out that Mixtape had backing by a member of the Ellison family, as in the daughter of the billionaire Ellison. Feel free to kick me around in the comments for getting any of my facts wrong. If you wanted proof that working with a company that has money, influence, and power will affect your review score, and affect if you're able to be honest with your audience, Mixtape is the perfect example of it right there.